Hello, it's me again. Today I'll be going over a recording of a game I played. This is a video recording. I'll just be replaying it and commenting over it. Uh, this game, I end up with a pretty heroic Overlord. It does quite a bit, um, and then I managed to close it out pretty quickly. I was playing in casual mode this game. I didn't really want to. I wasn't really feeling the rank mode at this point, so although I play fairly similarly. So here I get offered a whole bunch of different specialists. I note that the aerial specialist has got really good starting unit pack. I think Steel Ball and Chaff is particularly Steel Ball and Crawler is the best opening pack. Steel Ball and Fangs are pretty good as well. It just it transitions so well into later parts of the game, and I mean it's really strong early game as well. The aerial specialist, I think it's a very strong specialist. It, it gives you a lot more options, and then a bunch of air units are very strong in the mode, so any buffs to those are very strong. Marksman specialist, I didn't want to pick. I think that the um, Arclight and Sabretooth are both mediocre opening units. It can work. It's not bad, but the Marksman specialist itself is very good. I mean, adding Chaff to this pack makes it fairly rounded. By round two, the marksman comes out and it can deal with the wraith that usually shows up, or I think sometimes scorpion or the sledgehammers and stuff. So it's like this is a solid pack, but it's not the best available. The fire badger specialist I don't think is the best. It's a bit too late to get draft clear by like one fire badger by round three. Um, you don't want to sell that fire badger either because it's only worth 100. Um, this specialist is better. Well, this specialist is worse than 1v1 because of the half cell value. But otherwise, the pack itself is very good. Sabretooth Fang is one of the top packs possible. Sabretooth's just very good. It beats almost all of the opening AI waves that are available. Quick supply specialist. No, sorry, probably the best opening specialist. But the pack here is weak again. It's even worse than the marksman specialist pack. It's a little bit. It's not. I wouldn't say redundant, but it like the sledgehammer and Void Eye together are kind of mediocre. There's a lot of options that I could take with this pack because of the extra 200. Um, like I could sell one of the Void Eyes and get two Rhinos, or I could buy three Chaff. It's I mean it's not bad. It's just I wouldn't pick it. So I ended up going with the aerial specialist, I believe. I was considering the fire badger specialist, but I thought again steel balls are slightly more aggressive for getting to the supply towers or supply ships. Um, you'll see what I mean here. I start setting up to take
Take
shots
the
from
shots from
the
the
tarantulas with the uh, well with other stuff mostly. I think I moved the steel balls closer to tank the tarantula on the left. I was struggling to think of what to add here. I wanted more chaff, but I thought clearing through the fangs was a bit better. I'm always a bit greedy for chaff at the starting rounds, but it really is just better to clear the wave without any mishaps. If you botch the first wave, it can put you far behind. I was also being slightly greedy here by moving my steel balls, one of my steel balls up the across to pick up the supply towers. I only need one of them. Using multiple of them, like two makes the tower go down faster, but I wasn't really contesting that much on this side. I had a open line into the center. Getting through this without missiles and well, getting multiple towers without missiles is very powerful. I, I got an extra 150 off of this without having to spend anything extra. I mean, technically, I will be selling the arc lights later, so I did spend maybe 100, but while it's on the board, it's getting value. It's not quite the same as missiles, which um, are only valuable for that round. So here I was trying to pick between my options. I was thinking about being a bit greedy here. Explain and pick units only drop in the unit reinforcement drop if the improved card is not picked on a previous round and the unit isn't owned by a player currently. Um, so if I pick one of these improved cards, there's a chance on the current round's unit drop, unit reinforcement drop, that I can get that card, that unit for that card on the same round. So what I was trying to go for here was say I was being very greedy and trying to get an improved melting point. Um, because you can get a level 1 improved melting point from the unit reinforcement drop. Um, the improved sledgehammer is also possible here. It's a bit of a early win unit. It's possible. I could have done it. I think it's very possible to get a carry off of this, but I would have to end it like round 6 or 7. The shield airdrop, it would have been pretty good actually. There's a hacker and Sabretooth and Typhoon wave here. Normally I just prefer getting missiles to kill the hackers and then everything's fine with as long as I have some chaff. Extended Range Vulcan I thought was a bit premature. I do look around. I don't think I didn't see anything that was particularly interesting on my opponent's boards yet. So here, I still do need chaff clear, although I don't need it this round. So I discount picking up the hounds. The sledgehammer, as I mentioned, shows up here. If I got that improved card, I could have taken it. I still might not have taken it. Because the rhino shows up and the fortress shows up. I think the rhino is an insane amount of stats. It's it's kind of incomparable here. I could get one fortress and armor it, or I could get two rhinos and armor both of them. And those rhinos will have, yeah, they'll just tank a lot. I don't even need to armor them this turn because I'm going to be blowing up the hackers. So, if these go in, they'll wipe the entire wave by themselves. I don't need any extra damage. So I picked them up pretty fast. I think at this point I could have probably sold the steel balls, but I saw one of the arc lights because I don't need the arc light for this wave. You see, I missile the middle typhoon of each half of the wave. That causes the missile to splash onto all of the units, and it one-shots the hackers. I have an immense dislike for all of the hacker waves. I tend to try and kill the hackers off as quick as possible. Here, I've won the wave already. I mean, as soon as the hackers die, my rhino will lock onto all of the units here and just kind of cut through them. I'm pretty surprised that the rhino did that shifty thing and didn't stay on the saber-tooth. I was pretty sure it would just run to the saber-tooth and kill it instantly. Yeah, that's a bit surprising, but I do notice my opponents, they also pick up the best units there, the fortress and the rhinos. I'm not too worried about it. Here I've picked up a lot of supplies, so yeah, I'll skip through a bit. It ends with the fortresses killing each other. I was surprised at the one fortress surviving, so I checked. He had bought an early defense, early health increase for his units. So here I'm looking. It's an airwave. I'll probably end up deploying Mustangs and chaff. Well, chaff if I have any leftover. So it's really early on. Round really nice for additional deployment slot. I want to fill out my board. Absorption module. I don't really. This turn I don't have anything for it. If I had a melting point already, I would consider absorption module a lot. Melting point or fortress with absorption module is probably the best way of tanking through a mountain. When they have the extended range mountains, so preemptively building up something like that can save you a lot of hassle with that unit. Subsidized steel walls. it's pretty hard to build a lot of steel walls, even if I want it to. It has but the problem is that there are a lot of units that get built free for all, and as soon as someone turns on EMP, the steel balls become not helpful. So I don't usually consider steel balls to be that good. Advanced power system is a very good option. I would have taken that for breaking into the supply tower area. There is the downside that if you expect people to flank you, your flank area clears out faster, so your towers get more exposed. But otherwise, it's one of the best ways of shoveling up all the resources on the map. So I do end up, as mentioned, taking the additional supply slot. So here I am considering getting some kind of chaff clear. The phantom rays are not well. They help with the air but they're not that good into boss. Not that good into the overlords here. So I didn't want to pick that up. The void eyes. I'm actually running a void eye kit here. I could have picked up the void eyes and tech them immediately, and then I shift it into void eye carry. That is a very good pack here. Even though it's kind of expensive for what it is. Just having pivot can do a lot. I saw someone building marksman, and I also saw someone building things. So I didn't think it was that good. I was thinking the hounds were really good. The wraiths are also pretty good. They're low range, and I wasn't feeling like going into a comp that would really use wraith effectively. But in terms of efficiency, the money efficiency, the wraith. Actually, no. Money and victory point efficiency together. The wraith really good here. So I get the hounds, even though it's somewhat bad on my board. The other reason why I got the hounds was because I saw that top left here. This guy has the fire badgers already. So I would either be getting hounds or Vulcan drop and I was worried a Vulcan drop fast enough, and this guy's already building fans. So I thought, hey, if I buy these hounds, I won't have any issues with the fangs. I do get the Mustangs. Mustangs are very strong. They're good for this round as well. So I thought building them right now would be a good thing. You'll see here the difference between having protecting a unit and having like steel balls protect the unit. The one Rhino gets the tower, the other Rhino doesn't. If I could have, I would have put another crawler down that turn and protected the other Rhino. between the calf I have and Mustangs, they kill a bunch of the air units, and that turns out pretty good for investment. I progress my board and also actually clear my wave and part of someone else's wave. When you're getting resources, this consistently, really, like, it makes the game a whole lot easier for you. So this round I have the wasp and napalm fire badger. It's a bit annoying. For draft. So I would have thought about armoring my rhinos. Completely tank this wave. I have the Mustangs already for the wasps and the rhinos should kill off the fire badgers. So it's I'm already set. What I'm looking for here is a power increase on my board. Oh, I do notice. I did notice the hackers from last round as well. I was considering whether to sabotage them. The soft strike or EM. The soft strike doesn't kill those hackers, so it wouldn't have been useful. He doesn't really have any X yet. I didn't think that was useful either. And smoke bomb, it's premature to use smoke bomb. I could do it, but it doesn't seem like it's worth it. I go for the absorption module, thinking that there are a bunch of heavy units here that I could put it on. This is extremely good selection of units. So the wasps here, it's a really nice efficient wasp. The ones later on not that efficient, but they are higher level, can be switched into elite. But this one pretty good. Take up range. That was entirely viable option for me. Vulcan, I don't need anymore because I've got all of the hounds. I could get it, but it would be a bit redundant. Overlord, I thought was really nice unit to put the absorption module on, and it is very expensive. So wouldn't have that much money to do anything with it this turn, other than picking it up. That's one Overlord for 500. Rank 2 Overlord for 500. It's not super efficient like the other drops here, but it's very powerful. I thought I would take over the board. And then Sledgehammer. This is a very efficient drop, but it's not a very powerful drop. It's possible. Based on them running fangs on both sides, it would have been viable to pick up. But again, it's kind of I would say. So I pick up the Overlord. I think the main deciding factor here is I needed some way of dealing with the wraiths here. I picked that up. Well, it is enough to handle the race. It's just not enough to handle it and get out of the fight with anything left over. Really, I still would have this wave just Mustangs and rhinos. I thought I could beat it. A bit better having the Overlord on board. What I do with this Overlord is I see that if I put the module on it, it becomes very tanky. And so I can kind of save myself from taking a bit of damage here. Save my board from taking damage. If I put the Overlord up, I can just tank the Wraith immediately, and some of the Wasp. And then I thought it would lock onto the well, it probably doesn't end up locking onto the Wraith faster than before, if it were placed more naturally, but it does quite a bit of tanking. And I don't end up having to. Well, it kind of takes over the board here. The guy next to me didn't have any way of dealing with those raids. He was running the what I would call carry fangs. Those stagger pretty quickly to race. Yeah, that Overlord quite a bit. I was very happy. With what I had done there. I did consider the extended range Phantom Ray. That can make the Phantom Rays a bit more sticky. I would say. But you have to pick extended range, and then also add the range enhancement. Then they kind of sit far enough back. My issue with using rays in my comp is mostly slow, except for the Mustangs and the rhinos. So I didn't think I would really get that much out of Phantom Rays. Missile strike. Again, I didn't really see that much. Missile strike. If someone had high level Mustangs or something, or pick up Wasps, I would consider that. I didn't really see that. Lightning Storm and new card just too early. I think. There are cases where round five way far ahead. Lightning Storm is probably the best pickup then. If you have to get tempo or stop someone completely destroying the match. I've had to pick it up. It can feel bad. To pick it up. I did get a lot of resources, so it wouldn't have harmed me to have to pick these up. But I didn't think any of them were useful. These are fairly nice drops. The rated drop is kind of expensive for what it is. I was contemplating whether I pick it up, but it is a good unit, and it scales very well. Again, there are more efficient versions of this job in previous and future rounds. So I yeah. Anyway, the Wraith. Again, I didn't think Wraith really fit composition. I was trying. Also, I already had the hounds. I didn't think it was that useful. Arclight. This drop's actually raceable. I don't going carry Arclight. It's a bit vulnerable. Usually, especially considering I'll be facing on both sides. It looks like. Maybe Fang, Mustang. On the Mustang side of things, it's actually pretty good. If it picks up armor, or it gets into the elite range, version, it tears through Mustangs pretty quickly. So despite it being a fairly inefficient victory point drop, it's okay efficiency and price. If you are going into carry arclights, this would be the way you get that started. Typhoon. I already have Mustangs. I already have Hounds. Pretty redundant. In my opinion. Like I could pick it up. I could pick up shields or miss L, and then it would be less redundant. I didn't really want to invest in that. I thought the Raiden's utility for killing medium-sized units was a lot better. And I really wanted the victory points off of that. Stacking giants tends to improve your victory points. Quite a bit. Well, while you stack giants, the amount of victory points you can swing by increases. Again, I tend to use a lot of chaff to help these giants survive. So here I added the hounds. This is mainly to start to deal with my neighbors. Well, this current wave, I need to kill the fangs off. If I don't take range, these scorpions blow up my hounds, and then I can't clear the wave properly. I don't need the steel ball anymore. I don't remember if I keep it. Yeah, I sell it. It's not that useful anymore. I was kind of afraid of Overlord getting killed. I did consider the launcher Overlord and the Overlord artillery. Overlord artillery probably would have helped this wave, but I thought it would be okay without it. It's really strong. I've invested a bunch of money into it already. I was afraid of investing in it at this time. So instead, I just improved the survivability of my Raidens by applying range to them, and I pad out my chaff and get my attack and defense upgrades. I did notice from the side that someone was going into Farseers. I didn't think those were going to be too much of a problem. There was a point where Farseers were extremely strong. I don't think it's that strong anymore. I don't end up picking up that many towers this round, but my units end up sticking quite a bit. And I end up running into the enemy, the leaderboard enemy, and picking up quite a bit of resources off of that. Right, so this wave is kind of the dreaded hacker melter wave. This is kind of the most horrible wave you can run into on round 6 when the boss comes through. So I was thinking orbital. Well, yeah, I was thinking orbital javelin. To be honest, the extended range War Factory. It's a gamble. I don't actually remember if you can get the War Factory this round. If it's actually pretty reasonable into this wave. If I get an extended range War Factory, it will kill all of this. Especially if it's like a rank 2 War Factory drop. That's viable. It's just a bit risky. I like to risk anything with these hackers. Amplifying core, good item for the Raidens. I don't need it though. I just need to kill these bastards. And that quick teleport. I'm not considering flanking anyone this round. I'm not really considering flanking anyone. If someone was going War Factory, I might War Factory or Mountain on one side. So on the sides of me, I might consider a quick. So here, interesting set of units. Scorpion, pretty good. Yeah, just pretty good. Siege mode Scorpions are really strong. What I was considering here is I was drawn also to the Stormcaller and the Mountain. The Mountain on round 6 is a bit more priced than it is on round 7 to 10. It's 400 and then also 300, so 700 total. Here it's 900 total. I didn't want to pay that just this turn. I thought I needed a bunch of resources for clearing this, and I thought it would be too many resources in the mountain. Wraith is not useful into this at all. It will die pretty quickly on the melting points. Maybe Degeneration Beam would help with clearing this wave very fast, but I didn't expect it would help that much. Stormcaller, I ended up picking Stormcaller over the Scorpion because the Stormcallers are useful without buying the tech, without siege mode, and the Stormcallers do a bit more damage than the Scorpions. So it ends up cheaper and more damage. So I pick up these Stormcallers. The case for Scorpion is that there are some giants on the field. So it would evolve with Acid to be pretty good against those. The Stormcaller, so I thought, yeah, Stormcaller is just cheaper for this round. It also has EMP and high explosive rounds, so though EMP high explosive is pretty good into Fangs and into Mustangs, it's also pretty good at busting shields if the hackers, the hacker players decide to get shields for them. The hacker players decide to get shields for them. The tungsten on the I dropped the on the hacker here. I think I could have put it over both hackers. On the hacker here, I think I could have put it over both hackers. Getting rid of the both melting points here would have been with getting rid of the both melting points here would have been with slightly better. This was a level 5. This was a level 5 hacker. I really needed it dead. Yeah, so I just deleted the hacker. I just deleted the hacker on this side was level 4. There's a trick you can do with the Rhino Assault skill. If you drop it skill. If you drop it, it expends all of its health on the units that it drops through and does damage equal to its health on the units. If its health drops through and does damage, Rhino dies. If its health runs out, the Rhino dies. The Rhino boom. Since I have the when the Rhino dies, the Rhino boom after dropping it, it blows up. When the Rhino dies, after dropping it, it blows up. So
I blow up these hackers. So what was normally hackers. So what was normally a difficult wave, I turn into a very easy wave. I think it might blow up the.
It either blows it up or almost blows up the melting point here as well.
blows up the melting point here as well.
Yeah. Again,
from a hard wave to an easy wave. From a hard wave to an easy wave. These Stormcallers also help a bit with the hounds. These Stormcallers also help a bit with the hounds. The hounds block all of my busting damage. So busting kind of important they die. It's kind of important they die. I'll need to loan this turn to kind of increase my rounds of chaff. I'll need to loan this turn to kind of increase my board performance. I mean, it's a lot to figure out. My board performance. I kind of get overloaded here. I mean, it's not a lot able to set up everything perfectly. I kind of get overloaded here. Where I want it. Not able to set up everything perfectly. If you're wondering about the chaff, why I'm placing it back here, I'm doing. If you're wondering about the chaff, layers of chaff, why I'm placing it back here, so I'm doing at the start of the game. I start with like layers of chaff very far up. So I want at the start of the game. I start with my units. So chaff very far up. Chaff it starts off be tanking for my units. So then I slowly layer it. It starts back. It starts off. Crawlers are very good for earlier rounds. Then I slowly layer it back and back. Things are very good for later rounds. Crawlers are very good for earlier rounds. Although things are very good for later rounds. Crawlers and things helps you have a mixing in crawlers and range things helps you have. So sometimes I'll still even buy a longer later on range of if it helps. So some later lengthen my if it helps. I don't know what to call it. Lengthen my or late chaff, late early chaff. I don't know what to call it. Bridge between or late chaff, late early chaff. Yeah, this round I start setting up my really late chaff. Chaff will be this round I start setting up my really late chaff. AI wave. Chaff will be what survives after this this AI wave is done. So yeah, I just wiped through that. I did briefly look at the boss. I thought it was probably one of the easiest bosses. I did briefly look at the boss. Thankfully, I thought it was probably one of the easiest bosses. The bottom here, it does intercept a rhino. That helps a lot. The light trap at the bottom here, it does intercept a rhino. I mean, one other nice thing about Stormcallers is that their Stormcallers. I mean, one other nice thing about Stormcallers is that they're slow. They tend to be one of the units left over, and they're worth 200 each. So they tend to be one of the units left over, and Scorpions are similar that way. They're a bit faster, but Scorpions are similar that way. And they have slightly longer faster, range, I guess, with the and they have slightly longer range, I guess, with the siege mode. Yeah, either one of those would have been nice here, but having this here and having the late either one of those would have been nice here, but having this here and having the backdoor here does prevent me from getting backdoor here. What you will notice about my board is I don't have any large ground units for these hackers. What you will notice about my board is I don't have any large ground units for these hackers to. A lot of people hate hackers. People hate hackers. I also hate them. When I see hackers start to be deployed, I also hate them deploying ground units for them to capture. When I see hackers start to be deployed, I stop deploying ground units for them to capture, because the way hackers I consider hackers a tank unit is that they how hackers tank is by taking I consider hackers a tank unit, very high level and taking ground units. Very high level. I have mainly air units and I have mainly ground units. I have mainly air units and I have mainly chaff, or and then in the case where I have larger units, or chaff clear, they're and then in the case where I have larger units, I mean, I'm not sure if you consider Stormcallers larger units, but where I have more I mean, I'm not sure if you consider long range Stormcallers larger units, but in my chaff.
where I have more powerful units.
They're long range.
There's no targets
well behind in my chaff.
for the hackers.
There's no targets.
My units are also pretty
hackers.
good at dealing with hacked units. My units are also
Having all of these Mustangs
pretty
tends
good
to
at dealing
cause
with
the
hacked
hacked
units.
units
Having all
off.
of these Mustangs tends to.
I am considering
cause
the
hacked units
what
get
you would call the
twin gun.
killed off.
I am considering the
twin
what you would
twin
call
barrel
the twin gun.
gun for the Overlord that would also
twin barrel
with some of the
gun
hacked
for
units
the
as well. Overlord that would also
deal with some of the hacked units as well.
I didn't think I
needed it for this round particularly.
I don't think
you see
I didn't
this
think
guy
I needed it for this round.
He also got the.
You see this guy,
as I mentioned. Red.
I think that's a.
He also got the. He got the scorpions.
Just
as I mentioned. Too strong. I think
at this point.
Pickup for him.
I mean,
this Overlord is an
absolute
strong. I think at this point. Beast of a thing again.
I mean, this Overlord
is an absolute
massive units.
Beast of a thing again.
Sometimes I get these massive units.
Going into the reinforcements again, the absorption module, I don't really need anymore.
I'm mainly investing
for
levels
really
into this.
Give that
Overlord.
to. I mean, I could give it to
later
rated,
if I
but
have to sell
already
it,
has something
even though
taking
it's only half efficient.
pretty well.
Unlike
I am looking at the
picking up
amplifying
text,
core.
It still means I can
core
claim
isn't
some of the money off of it.
It's okay. Going into if I put it on a rated,
reinforcements
the rated will
again,
start doing
the absorption module
decent anti-tank
really
damage.
The right side they have these.
The right side they have
Farseers
these
now.
Farseers now.
Not the best.
Not
for
the best
the amplifying
for
core.
the amplifying core. My rating will still die. At some point.
Electromagnetic blast. I looked at the boss wave. I looked at the boss wave. I didn't
a way of using that properly. The boss wave's coming at me.
Also, the Farseers. I'm not entirely sure about for Farseers.
Placing it for Farseers.
I do end up going with the amplifying core.
I probably could have skipped.
Sledgehammer, very efficient drop. I didn't think it was that useful.
It is kind of useful.
It would deal with these
bangs a little bit. The
death knell.
No, think about death knell.
I think the death knell is probably
the strongest unit in the mode.
It's very expensive.
To pull off.
Here.
I know melting point is not going to show up
because I improved melting point card.
So this is
the one source of free.
Well, not free, but this is the one
not free, but
unit
this
drop
is the
that
one
will have
will have
like the melting point, like the
melting
exponential damage.
exponential damage.
It will scale if I don't.
Win
this current round.
So I
really
know the Phoenix I don't need. I already have enough damage to deal with tanky units. So
I discount that.
The arc lights, I think it's a bit too late.
Things.
I do get range enhancement
because I don't want
it getting hacked.
The worst thing that
could happen to me. I mean, it was a bit risky picking this up, but
I was already mostly winning with this guy over here, and I was getting a little stuck on his units, his giants.
It will help me deal with the shields here. I mean, the crazy leveled Overlord also does that. It kind of runs through this entire boss, but
I was pretty sure these melting points would help me. Or sorry, death nails would help me. So here, I just want to add a bit more to keep my death nails safe. I'm pretty sure I have this. I already have so much. I already have so much chaff. I completely skipped buying chaff this round. Oh, sorry, the final chaff this round. I didn't think it would help more than buying some kind of power increase. I buy the I guess it's called the chin gun. I guess it's called the chin gun. But yeah, the twin barrel. But yeah, the twin barrel. The Overlord. The Overlord. That does what? It's doing like 45,000 damage every 3 seconds. That's fairly nice. I mean, I think this turn it takes over completely. It deals with this boss wave like super fast. And usually those shields are kind of annoying to deal with, but it does get buffed by all of the Farseers here. The burst Farseers they get pretty potent actually. I get locked onto by one of them and it on my death knell, and it does a fair chunk for being just a level 1. Kind of unfortunate for his really high level fortress. It was like a level 4 fortress with the absorption module and armor, and it just gets locked and dies without doing any damage. I think I look at it after it did 0 damage this round. That's kind of crazy for the amount of investment you put into it. Yeah, I do actually like how Stormcallers and Death Nails sync up. If you put shields on this, it becomes very toxic. Stormcaller Death Knell or Stormcaller Fang, not Stormcaller Fang Death Knell. It seems like it feels really nice to me. But yeah, I completely like it turns out pretty much how I was hoping it to turn out. Yeah, these I mean mainly for the Farseers kind of struggle with chaff. That's kind of how I countered those. Kind of how I countered those. Um, for my opponent on the one side, I was relying on my Mustangs for his fangs, and the Stormcallers also. That again, I didn't place down any large units except for these death nails at the end. That was to avoid anything for him to hack. Um, um, yeah, that's Overlord. Overlord. Like, even though it died, it still did the most damage. It died really early into the round, and it still did the most damage. That was insane. Well, that was just insane. I was pretty happy with my pickup there. I didn't even pick it that much either. Just on the last round. Um,
I saw that he had shaft clear here. He has levels of redundancy on his shaft clear. The arc lights and the fire badgers and the Vulcans. But he never upgraded any of them. Just getting range on the Vulcans would have helped, I believe. And his fangs are. Well, I mean the fangs are nice, I guess, but they don't help enough. His scalp's just kind of really slow moving. Like I was always getting to this fly tower before him. This guy, he ended up committing really heavily into the Farseer. His one problem was he didn't really have that much chaff. I mean, he kind of had some pseudo tank. It's not terrible, but this chaff isn't staggered. So it runs up, especially about the storm colors. Having all of your chaff clump up for the whole time. That's pretty bad into that. There's a bunch of between the storm colors and the hounds. It kind of just dies off. His chaff clear is not that great either. I mean, I say that, but it did end up at this round, clear through most of my chaff, but could have been better. Before he got the AA, my Raiden was doing pretty good into him. Raiden's not that good at tanky units, but it's kind of okay into dealing with the Farseers as long as it locks first. And the guy on the other side, he had the best idea. Like he did upgrade his chaff clear, and he had tank busting units. He had this tank here as well. Tank isn't really set up tanking, so maybe not there, but his other units were pretty. Yeah. And I mean his chaff is kind of only pseudo chaff. He's leveled up his fangs. That means they're not as expendable. Like there's still chaff. But they're less expendable chaff. He could have done with a few crawlers and a few less leveled things that would help him. Maybe even Mustangs. Yeah, Mustangs aren't that necessary with what he has. It's actually a pretty good. It's actually a pretty good composition though. Like all of us is. The big thing I will say is that he doesn't have light chaff here. He's only got these four at the back. They're not really shrunk up the latest possible. If you want the latest possible chaff, you throw it in the center back. Between the two white lines. That's the area where the latest chaff comes from. It goes earlier into the boss, but it arrives later to your enemies on the sides. Again, there's a bigger distance from the back center to your enemy, than from that area to your enemy. just having that constant supply
it
of
prevents
chaff,
your
it prevents
your
giants from dying,
especially if you've ranged the giants,
even if the giants are moving faster,
like
the Raiden moves
like
faster
the
than the
Raiden moves
chaff,
faster than the chaff, but somehow
because I have such a steady
supply of chaff,
it will stay behind.
it will stay behind.
It will stay behind my chaff.
It will stay behind my chaff.
I did forget to put.
I did forget to put the
module on my
my Raiden.
I was considering where I could have put it. I did at the end of that round want to put it on the Mustangs. Actually, that was useful. I should have put it on the Raiden that was to the left.
Pathing to the left.
One of the two Raidens.
Pathing to the left.
Just slightly help with the giant units on the
left side. On the left side.
Yeah, here I'm showing
layers of chaff.
I do make this triangle shape.
The reason for that is
in the corner,
if an enemy puts a unit in the corner, it passively flanks into you.
So if you put units out too far out
to the side,
the top
side area,
you get units turning into your units.
Yours don't turn into theirs. Yours don't turn into you. Head into theirs.
Yours go
head to the tower.
I kind of miss beacon turning.
You can
use mobile beacons to cancel. You could use mobile beacons
to turn your units in a direction, and when they were turned in that direction,
when they were turned in that direction,
they would look in that direction and target that way.
That used to be pretty.
Powerful for
this mode. It's
powerful for this mode.
It's gone though.
In order to do something like that, you have to actually commit a beacon to actually doing a counter flank.
Pretty good.
From here, I actually have
pretty good counter flank options. I could
like the Raiden,
select a Raiden and
like
a
the Raiden
Mustang,
and
a Mustang and some of the Stormcallers, and send them the Stormcallers
from the center
of my board
from the center
of my board into the side of my board.
Generally, that's how.
Very good.
I would say
counterflank
very good
works.
Counterflank
Works. The option is to use
a passive counterflank.
So these
passive counterflank.
So these having these death knells. They move very slow. They move very slow.
Death knell is probably
second
best counterflank unit besides
counterflank unit besides
Fangs are the best.
Like Fangs are the best.
I could put
Fangs back here and
some Fangs back here, and
then if someone were to send a flank in,
it would intercept them.
It would intercept them. Eventually, my units will turn. My units will turn into them.
Yeah, maybe I went on a bit of a tangent.
There.
Yeah, I thought this
was a nice game to go over.
It did turn out how I was
hoping
it would turn out. Yeah, and I thought it was a
I thought it was a
game to go over.
Good example of a game to go over, just to
help you guys understand how I play this game.
Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something.